Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to look at the WZ-120-1G FT. Basically, this is a Chinese Tier 8 tank destroyer, and actually a very, very good tank destroyer. Like, very good. So good, it very rarely comes for sale. And if it does, it's never usually for sale outright. In fact, there was a bundle actually on Wargaming's website, and people are now started to get that offer in game. It's a brilliant offer, and I would definitely recommend getting the offer if you do. If it's still on the website, I'm not sure. But it's a very cheap offer, and you get a load of crates. I think you get this, or potentially get this. But I haven't really seen the offer. I've seen pictures, and I think everybody that I've known has been saying how good of an offer it is. So if you do get the offer that shows this and a load of crates, if you've got the money, do pick it up, because it is a great offer. Why does this tank never come for sale? Now, I've once asked Wargaming. I once asked Wargaming years ago now, why do you never sell the WZ outright for gold? And they replied to me like, Minty, you know why. And that basically means because it was an OP tank. Now, is it still an OP tank? Because you very rarely see this in the battlefield. Because they don't sell it often, you very rarely see it. Now, the armor, even though it shows 120 millimeters on your front, it's actually very troll. If you keep moving, wiggle, it is very, very troll. And in fact, you'll get quite a lot of bounces on the front of your armor. Other than that, you haven't got much armor whatsoever. Now, we are running calibrated shells, so our DPM is a little bit less, but still decent DPM at 2,705. That is basically almost a 9-second reload. Your penetration is 268 on your AP and 350 on your heat, which is more than enough, and 66 on your HE. You've got a 400 alpha gun, 340 on your heat and 500 on your HE. Your aim time is 3.3 and your gun dispersion is 0.326. So not the best, but not the worst either. The gun depression is only 6 degrees though, so that is where some people will struggle with this tank. You do have a top speed of 50 kilometers per hour. So speed, very, very, very nice. So yeah, it's just one of those tanks that is a very good tank. But it's a hit and miss really, because there's going to be some games that you play in this tank that you just get obliterated. Like, you don't bounce anything. And then there's other games where you literally bounce everything. You can bounce absolutely everything that comes your way. So it is a kind of hit and miss tank. Now, again, why Wargaming don't sell this? Yeah, it can be strong, but I do think it's nowhere near as strong as it once was. So I think, now is the time. Just sell it, Wargaming. Why are you not selling it? Just freaking sell the tank, because it's not that special nowadays. It was special when it first was released, and in fact, when this tank was first released, it was for sale for around £40. It was crazy, and you could buy it outright, for £40, and it was, wow, freaking hell, why is this so dear? Why is this so expensive? And then you finally get it, and you're like, oh, okay, that's why this tank is so expensive, because it was so overpowered. Now, those of you that have got the tank and you've had the tank a very long time, you would probably understand how it's why it's never been really resold for gold. And again, it is a tank that I absolutely love. I think the tank is fantastic. And again, it is one of those that sometimes you'll bounce everything, sometimes you will bounce nothing. But it's just one of those tanks. You may bounce, you may not. I do like to be a little bit aggressive in the tank. Now, this game here, you can see I went to the medium side because there was only one medium, until I realized that he went to the heavy side and I was all on my own. So there was no point me rushing in straight away. I may as well have just stayed for a bit, get some damage, and then rush in just like I am now. So we don't do, to be fair, we don't really do too much. And so that was easy. That was easy damage. That was very easy damage. 2.5k almost. Very, very easy. And then we have vineyards here. So again, I'm not going to try sort of sitting at the back of the map. It's a tank destroyer, yes, that you can kind of sit at the back, but that's not how I like to play the tank. I do like to really sort of go with my mediums, because that's where the majority of your bounces are probably going to come from. They don't have the penetration a lot of the heavies have got. So I would normally go with my mediums. I wouldn't go with my heavies, because yeah, you don't have the best amount of hit points at 1100. So yeah, I like to go with my medium tanks. I like to support my mediums. Wiggle, 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 because again, you wiggle just like we're going to do here, and you will get bounces. So that's a nice 400 alpha bounce there. So I keep all of my hit points, and you got to remember, sometimes, like again, you got 1100 hit points. You take 3 shots, you're dead. 3 shots from a heavy tank and you're dead. So that isn't a lot. So if you start going with your heavies, and there are a couple of heavies there, 1 shot each and you could be gone. So that's why I do kind of like to go with my mediums as well. So you can stay alive a little bit longer. You can take a few more shots if you have to. But again, don't make it easy for them. If you're just going to sit there, then they will be able to aim at your weak points. So make it difficult. Aim, get the shot off and wiggle. If you can see them looking at you, don't just sit there. Make sure that you do wiggle to make it difficult for them to be able to penetrate you. And again, you make it difficult, you will be able to get bounces. Easy. You'll easily be able to get some bounces. So this game, we've got only 1 bounce. That bounce at the very start, but we have got 1100 damage. Now, I did see a medium come over here, so I wanted to really spot him, and I knew he was a 1-shot. But as you can see there, again, I knew he was going to shoot. Let's go at an angle, and then we do manage to get the bounce. So that is now 820 block damage. And now just look where I am. There's 3 tanks all in front of me. You know, I know at this point of the game it is a 6 versus 3, but there's 3 tanks all in front of me, and I'm just going to stay here and fight, really. And even at this point, I don't mind too much if I do get shot, but I still have to be careful, because 1 shot each from these guys, then I am dead. So there's a 400 alpha into me, and I'm only on 600 or just less than 700 hit points. Yeah, and without even looking at the WZ, I did want to take care of the Chimera. So we don't do too much damage. We don't do too much damage, but it is a brilliant tank. It still is a brilliant tank. Now, I do still think now is the time for Wargaming to just release it. I know it's in the offer, but just release it for gold. You know, why not? Why not? Because it's not overpowered. It's strong, yes, in the right hand, yes. But I don't think it is overpowered. So let me know what you think of the WZ-120 1G FT in the comments below. Have you got it? How long have you had it? And what do you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.